We are back on Get Up, and our draft insider Matt Miller is along for the ride this morning. Look, we've talked a lot about all these rookie quarterbacks, but no one is perfect. They all have flaws. So what is the biggest concern for each of them, starting with Zach Wilson? Matt.
Yeah, Greeny. Zach Wilson's biggest flaw, the risky throws. This is what you love and hate about him. I call him YOLO balls. He throws it, and he expects his guy to go make a play on it. That works against Coastal Carolina and some other schools. I don't know if that works against Alabama. I don't know if it works against the New England Patriots or Miami Dolphins either. So that's the area of his game. You hope it translates, but it is the biggest question right now. Moving forward, you know I love Justin Fields. Every quarterback, like you said, has something they have to improve. When I watch Justin Fields, it's the mechanics. The ball has a tendency to get on top of his hand. What that means, the ball gets under, his hand gets bent, the nose of the football is pointing down too much. Now that's fixable. We can clean that up, but it is something that affects accuracy, where everything else has to be perfect if your arm mechanics aren't great. So if I'm his quarterback's coach, this is what we work on right away. And believe it or not, even the great Trevor Lawrence even has a flaw or two in his game. 5 interceptions in his last 6 games. Turnovers are the flaw here, and we saw it in the college football playoff against Ohio State. As you saw in the clip there.
Marcus Spears, when you hear people say, well, Trevor Lawrence can't miss, he's too good to fail, he is a can't-miss prospect. What do you say?
Yeah, I've heard that before, and people have missed. Listen, all of these guys that you drafted, obviously we know the percentages of guys panning out. Trevor Lawrence has the highest ceiling, right? And he's done a tremendous amount of great work in college. Obviously, the story began to build his freshman year beating Alabama in the national championship. But when you look at what Trevor Lawrence has done at Clemson, when you look at the measurables, when you look at the things that we've talked about being the future of the position, he fits all of that. He fits that mold. So I can see and understand based on watching him play and also throughout this draft process of why people are excited, why people have him head and shoulders above everybody else. I don't personally, but I see why people would have that thought process. But this league is tough. And it's demanding, and you got to go earn it. And I'm sure every rookie understands that. If they don't, you'll find your way out of this league fast. I expect Trevor Lawrence to have a lot of success. It's going to be pressed upon the Jacksonville Jaguars to make sure he's protected and make sure you're not asking him to be more than a rookie in his rookie season.
Well, so we've talked so much this morning about fit and whether Mac Jones fits in San Francisco. So, Jeff, for this player, for Trevor Lawrence, this generational talent, how important is fit?
Enormous. Listen, it is the greatest determining factor for his career. Think about Peyton Manning in Indianapolis. If you don't think Bill Polian had a huge impact on Peyton Manning's career, you're fooling yourself. If you don't think Bill Belichick had a huge impact on Tom Brady, you're fooling yourself, right? So the development of the quarterback in the system he's playing in is the most important factor going in. They all have talent. Justin Fields has talent. Zach Wilson has talent. They all have flaws, but you have to be developed. And the last thing that can happen is you get a guy battered, which means you don't protect him, and then expect him to do exactly what Swagoo said, too much too early. Peyton Manning, I think he led the NFL or had a record for many years of 26 or something interceptions as a rookie. That can break a lot of players at this moment with all the social media stuff. You have to be patient, allow Trevor Lawrence to develop as a QB, and then I think he'll have a really good career in the NFL.
Yeah, look, there are a lot of uncertainties here, including in their coach. Urban Meyer is one of the greatest college coaches that ever lived. There are metrics that suggest he's a top 5 college coach all time, but he's never been the head coach of an NFL team, and it's been stunningly quiet coming out of Jacksonville, frankly. Diana, what are you hearing about Urban in particular and the Jaguars as we work our way towards their eventual selection of the #1 pick in the draft?
Yeah, I think we can all pretty much say that this is a lock, that they're going with Trevor Lawrence. And even going back to when Urban was hired and talking to some sources there, just about the overall belief that Trevor is the guy. Are there any perhaps flaws or blemishes that they're concerned about? And people there just really point to the maturity, his ability to handle the national spotlight, all these things that work in favor of a guy that really needs to turn this franchise around. And I'm sure Hembo can put up all the awful stats, but we won't do that to Jacksonville fans. But we know they have struggled for years. They have had a losing record, it seems like almost a decade. It's time for Jacksonville to start turning this around. And they believe Trevor Lawrence is the answer.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.